Hi there, my name is Vasily Gamov, I'm Chief Marketing Officer at RichAds at Tech Holding, and here is a special episode of RichAds activity ads and grants related to fraud detection. This is a very interesting topic both for advertisers and affiliate marketers. So, here we are discussing it with guys from Brofist, a direct advertiser that works with gambling brands all over the world. In this video, we'll discuss what is fraud in the gambling field and how to identify it using tools and manual checkups. Our guest, Sorokin, is a financial analyst that works exactly with manual fraud detection. Now, let's get it started. If we talk about players, and it's the heart of the business, so this heart can have some diseases from time to time, and by diseases I mean fraud or scammers, because unfortunately there are a lot of such guys in the market who do such things to you, to your business. I mean, not you in particular, but the industry in general. So I suppose you face a lot of problems with fraud as an advertiser, and I'd like to discuss this question in more details with you. And the first question in this part will be about the definition of fraud and gambling industry, because we have viewers on our channel from different industries. Let's start a little bit from scratch, from the beginning. Let's explain the definition of the fraud. What do you mean by saying fraud, and what are the most common ways to fraud in iGaming industry up to your experience?
Mm-hmm. Okay, also you can read about my articles about fraud, but let's start what I mean when I'm talking about fraud. Speaking of fraud, I mean that all attempts to violate the terms of copywriting in any way and deceive the advertiser. So there is a fraud on the part of both partners and of players. And the most started in deception when attracting traffic. You are either giving inappropriate traffic or special shimmies are used to attract players by deceiving people or leading them astray. All these methods and sources that are prohibited and prescribed in our team. People buy cards, proxies, browsers, everything necessary in order to try to bypass the anti-fraud system. In order to emulate the behavior of players, they simply spend about maybe $40 to get payout for a player of an average of $200. So their ROI is very high. And but it's only one of methods. There are much more elegant ones that you can't recognize. For example, one of source, since you need special tools to do it, to check creatives of partners, they often begin to use prohibited methods of attracting new players in their creatives, or they can pay people to make deposits on your product. So as not to worry about imitating the behavior of players. So they pay money to real people. And very often teams that have brought low quality traffic, after you have suspended work with them, are looking for options to continue bringing you low quality traffic, and they come to you from affiliate programs. So they continue to make money on you. They create new names, new teams, new Skype and Telegram accounts, and continue bring you low quality traffic. For you don't want to pay. And there are a lot of such cases when you stop working with somebody and they're trying to trade that they are a new team and they want to work with you because their friends told him that you pay for traffic and you are interested in it.
Yeah, they put so much effort in trying to fraud or scam your products and gaming industry in general. And looks like there are a lot of intelligent ways to do it. As I mean, what I hear from you, and just guess what will be if they put all these efforts in legal way of attracting players. Industry will grow much faster, and I'm sure this hunting for a short-term big margin, if they invest these efforts in long-term relationships, it will be much more profitable even for them. So I cannot understand it, to be honest. Why do they act in such way? So, and if we talk about fraud, how much fraud have you detected in 2023?
According to the anti-fraud system, in general, in the market of internet, not only in iGaming, it's about 30% of all traffic is fraud. In 2023, we had enough cases with different types of fraud, and we don't focus on it. We don't count how many cases we have, but within the growth of skills in our team, of our employees, the percent of fraud is greatly reduced.
Mm. Okay, so do you mean reduced to what? Yeah, I mean, do you see any trends comparing to the previous year? It's reducing to the previous year, or to what?
Reduces to the previous year, exactly, and reduced to the teams. There are not so big amount of teams who are using this method of fraud right now. So people understand that this way is going to destroy this market, and I think these people who were frauding, they now have enough money to start good marketing agencies. So I know cases when people ended their fraud career, and they have enough money to start honest cooperation with good traffic.
That's funny. I wish I'm glad for these guys for sure, but I'd wish that our viewers will find another ways to create your first capital to invest in legal business instead of frauding something. So have you noticed any connection between where the affiliate comes from and the quality of traffic, and how do you deal with these trends if you detected them?
We have learned at dialogue stage to assess how risky it is to launch with this partner. And if we see red flags in communication with him, we don't launch traffic with them. Red flags, I mean, when they are spamming, they are not sharing information which you need. They just, oh bro, just give me a link, I will start traffic. It doesn't matter how I will bring you players, so just give me the link, I will start, you will see. This is a red flag for me. As rule, if a new shim on market appears, my friends from the market tell me about it, and we know in advance how to warn ourselves against trying to deceive us. And as rule, the market is cycle, and everything new is a well forgotten old thing. And also scammers come up with new schemes, and it is most often always the modernization of old schemes.
We moved here to the big waters to discuss new ways to promote different products. What is the connection between new untapped marketing areas and big water? Blue oceans, that is how untapped new marketing areas called in the well-known book Blue Ocean Strategy, written by Chan Kim. So, what are those untapped marketing areas? As you know, Google and Facebook ads are widely used by different marketers all over the world to promote their products. But there is one crucial disadvantage. These ad platforms has a lot of restrictions. We are here to show you the way how to promote products in your areas with no restrictions. We talk about push ads. Push ads are blue oceans for many marketers now. Push ad is a format that pops up on a screen device and looks like a notification from a messenger. That's why it fights banner blinders, and also this is the way push ad gets higher CTR rates. Push ads has huge volumes all over the world. For example, in RichAds you can get 5 billion impressions a day. And as you know, there is no restrictions. Almost ready to try push ads? Check the link in the description. How do you identify fraud? What tools do you use for that?
Everything is simple. In addition to the anti-fraud system C-Score, this company found us. They offered us their service, and they're working with a couple of other advertisers on the market. So they have like a close seller department, and you can find them and just start working with them, because they are growing in a community of advertisers and sharing information between us. And in addition to that, this anti-fraud system and the help from platforms anti-fraud, we have our own dashboards that highlights our partners who need to be checked not only through anti-fraud, but also manually. Among other things, communications with players also sometimes reveals dishonest partners who brought players from with the help of prohibited tools and methods. Players write complaints, talk about how they came to the product, and so we track dishonest partners from our players. So players share information about advertising creatives and methods.
Nice, nice. Going back, you mentioned support, VIP support, and as I see, it's really helpful in this part because you can figure out many fraud cases just chatting with your clients. That's awesome. And let's go to the algorithm part of this fraud detection. How do automatic algorithms identify fraud?
I think anti-fraud standards platform, they are building like dashboards. They give a fairly detailed feedback if they identify traffic as fraud, and but we don't publish this data and do not disclose evaluation methods since we don't know them all. Because if we knew it, we would simply create our own platform and don't pay anyone money for it. And I think they can be trusted, because what is the point of lying them if they would not reveal anything from it? It would be the strange since there is a lot fraud.
Yeah, in the very beginning, you mentioned that you work on white label, I mean SoftSwiss infrastructure. And how does it help you with fraud detection?
SoftSwiss helps by transmitting information about high-risk partners. They helps prevent fraud on the part of players, and they have signals us about partners who are worth checking information about them. If complaints are received about the team who from the market or from other advertisers, the platform collects feedback about these teams, checks it, and then put the partner on the blacklist. And then SoftSwiss gives us information from time to time about these partners with whom cooperation can be risky. And you need to think twice to start cooperation with such partner.
And what user behavior can be considered as suspicious up to experience?
In fact, anything that cannot or can be said about player within the framework of evaluation of one partner. can be considered suspicious, and then look for the similar behavior from other partners.
Interesting. And what services do you use for these needs? Do these services give you the full picture of how they detect fraud? Also, if not, can the services be trusted in such case?
Yeah, I think I already answered for this question. Like C-score dashboards, they identify traffic as fraud by their own indicators. They don't share their data. We receive report from them that guys, this traffic is fraud. See these indicators. Be careful. Think what to do with this partner. So. Anti-fraud system are very closed, so we can't even understand how they do it, because as I said, if we know, we will build our own platform.
Yeah. The main question here is, do they try to trick and fraud you like clients, or they do, work in the honest way? So that's kind of like to think about. And how often do you use these tools like Cscore? And do you use it for each client or not, or just in suspicious cases?
Regardless of the trust to the partner, everyone is checked. Everyone is checked. It doesn't matter who you are. We treat new partners more carefully, but no matter how big the team is and no matter how much it brings traffic to us, there will be as much control over them as they say. They say, trust, but check.
Yeah, interesting. And we already like covered this topic, but I would like to discuss it a little bit in more details. I mean, the case when your support team communicate with players. So, how do they communicate exactly? How do they detect fraud and at this stage? And tell us a little bit more about this process, maybe some examples if possible.
Yeah, I really like this part of work of our VIP support customers. Uh, the players themselves very often reveal the partner who tried to deceive us with their questions and messages. For example, a player can send us the creative that lead him to the product, and there will be prohibited methods of attraction. So, or the player will tell us that he made a deposit on our product under pressure, and he can tell you that he did it for a reward. So that's it. Work and communication with players, another source how you can track fraud.
Yeah, and as we discussed, you do not only like checking with C-score or checking with your support team. Uh, as I remember, you mentioned that you also do like manual checking. So, in what cases do you do such inspection, and how it works exactly?
Um, this can be compared with the work of Sherlock Holmes, because in such cases, when you understand that the traffic is fraud, but the anti fraud system cannot normally issue a conclusion, you unload dozens of analyzes along the stream and start looking for the most strange behavior of players, the correlation between them, compare it to other partners, and finally find the proof where the partner got caught on fraud.
And how much time does this manual check usually takes? Because I've heard about cases when it took an operator or a casino like 1, 2, or 3 months, and during this time, an affiliate is waiting for such a long period of time. So, how much time does it usually take to check this manually?
That's true. We had the same case last year where we spent about 2 months to realize that traffic from our big partner was fraud. And one reliable check that reveals something usually is enough. But it happens that you need to double check everything 2 or 3 times to confirm your findings in order to be as objective as possible. And I think in average it took about 1 week because you need to check a lot of information.
Yeah, sounds fair enough because it's enormous big data. Even if you talk about small partners, but if you talk about big partners with hundreds or thousands of leads per month, it's really hard to check it manually. So I can see that that's why that takes such a big period of time from time to time. I mean, in some cases, and let's talk about differences in fraud detection processes. As you mentioned, you've been working with an affiliate network before on the part of affiliate network, and now you work for casino operators. So, what is the difference between fraud detection between casino operator and CPA network?
In my experience, the detection of fraud on the side of affiliate program is limited only to the evaluation of conversion rate and feedback from advertiser. They themselves are not really able to conduct any analysis. And therefore, the entire assessment and detection of fraud falls on shoulders of advertisers. So only we really can detect this information. They can like ask us about it, but they are not really able to check anything because data it's like not for all. So we can't share information about our players. So only we can check it.
Yeah, looks like it's one more reason to work directly with an advertiser or casino operator to solve such issues if they appear in a short period of time without like CPA network or whatever. And how to warn yourself in advance from negative cases and money losses. What do you do for that?
Let's talk about the evaluation of partners. So, how to warn yourself in advance from negative cases and money losses. Nobody likes it. In addition to the red flags in communicating communication with these partners that we pay attention to. We also conduct a survey about experience of a team with whom they worked. If possible, we check this data. We ask them for statistics, whether they have it, what they can say about it, and how honest they are with us. So there was cases when we were provided with fake screenshots of statistics and we were lied from partner about success with our other advertisers. We just wrote to the advertisers since they are our friends, and they confirmed that they didn't have such a statistic on their part, and this partner was trying to lie about his statistic with another advertiser. Of course, a test cap is another way to check the partner's words in practice. So show me what you can, and how high quality traffic he gives. Of course, this is not always enough, and the system is not perfect. It happens that we only understand while a while that it was wrong to stop this partner, but this is the cost of the system. There are always risks. So you need to double check, triple check anything to be sure that you make right decision.
Yeah, this part with checking fake statistic with another brands, it's quite a usual process in our market because for sure our market has big money, big investments, big funds. But to be honest, it's quite a little if we talk about employees, companies, and teams who work with each other. So everyone like knows each other very well, and when you're trying to fake somebody with fake statistic, that's just fun. That's very strange. Why would they still do it? So If we talk about partners, do you use a hold or a specific period of time to test the quality of traffic? And what is this period? And what are you looking at during it?
We have a standard reconciliation period. On the 10th of each month, we evaluate the traffic from the previous months and then we make a payment. So these are standard periods of reconciliation and payments for partners who bring us volume. There are special conditions with the payment period of 2 times a month for partners who bring us really big volume and quality traffic. So we look at activity of players, conversion rate, payback, all the same indicators we are talked about today. And if we talk about external KPI, we have KPI that traffic should pay off by the amount of deposits by 50% in 2 first weeks. Honestly, the traffic that does not pass this KPI in first 2 weeks will most likely never pay off, so we're gonna lose money.
Hmm. Interesting. And for example, a marketer successfully passed this KPI test period. Do you continue to check him each month? And what do you do if the KPI not reached the goal in some month?
Mm-hmm. Even if we switch from test to the full work after test, we do not stop closely monitoring all indicators of a partner. But on the contrary, we begin to pay more attention to him, since we are already talking about volumes, and it is important to react really very quickly to any deviations. So we always monitor traffic, and it won't be possible to get approved for large transactions without control. So as a rule, KPI is no longer there. And if they apply an individual approach to solving this issue every time, increasing the periods for which he must pass the KPI, for example, and so on, so that despite the problem with payback, the partner feels comfortable and understand that he will receive the payment fairly.
Okay, sounds like it's crucial to have high quality traffic to be in a good relationship with your operator, with your advertiser. I think that's not only about iGaming, that's about any operator, any advertiser in any industry. So let's talk about like best traffic and what traffic will be 100% accepted by Brofist.
I think traffic that performed well on the test, which we are ready to purchase according to our analytics and our metrics, which begins to give the volume of good players. I think you understand what I mean. And in simple words, the one which we see the prospect according to our analytics, or the one that brings us real income.
What does it mean to bring revenue exactly in this case?
Um, I think we don't take into account of test results because their payment is not always guaranteed for the several reasons like fraud, player activity, or the non-fulfillment of KPI. But in some situations, an advertiser can pay for traffic that doesn't pay off but has good player activity. So he will buy it for the future as he understands that he earns only from serious VIP players. And if there is a probability that such traffic from this partner will come, it will be paid. And by the revenue, I mean the differences between NGR and traffic costs. If the difference is positive, then the traffic has already paid off and for us, and we bring the revenue.
And how to understand this?
Despite the fact that I'm convinced that payback of traffic is 80% depends on its quality, so partner need to bring you high quality traffic, it is possible and necessary to be able to work with bad traffic. This is traffic that pays off for a longer time, more risky and sometimes expensive tests, but there is no getting away from this. You can't stop working on it. You need to understand how to work with it. And this is where closer cooperation with partner helps, where you discuss his creatives, applications, approaches, and help him raise not only his income, but also improve payback. Even a partner has brought you low quality traffic on purpose, you sit down, talk with them, and then you make fair decision about this and continue working, but on new terms.
How often does this happen, and does this strategy of trust in a second time justify itself?
As practice shows, unfortunately, not always, but still there is a more positive cases, and I will say yes. I will say yes.
Okay, that's all that we have for you today. See how Brofist evaluates traffic quality in more details in a special episode on our YouTube channel. You can find the link in the description below. I would also like to mention that on our YouTube channel you can find a lot of interesting information for business owners and affiliate marketers. Feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel below and click the bell icon not to miss any new videos. Stay tuned for the next video and bye bye!